She married the devil for love, a story of love, betrayal, and the price of desperation. Before the devil ever knew her name, Zainab Bello was already in love. She met Kelechi Okoro on an ordinary afternoon in Oru village when the Harmattan dust hung low and the air smelled of roasted maize. Kelechi had come to repair her father's broken radio. Zainab watched from the doorway as he worked. Careful hands, soft humming, patience where most men rushed. "Does it speak again?" her father asked. Kelechi smiled. "It only forgot how. I reminded it." Zainab laughed. It was the first sound that stayed with him. From that day, they became inseparable. Not loudly, not recklessly, but deeply. They walked long distances just to shorten the time before saying goodbye. They shared food meant for one person. They prayed together under the old mango tree near the mosque, asking for nothing dramatic, just time. Kelechi wanted to build. Zainab wanted to believe. They were poor, but they were rich in patience. When Kelechi finally asked her to marry him, he had no ring, just a promise folded carefully into words. "I will not give you a soft life yet," he said, voice shaking, "but I will never leave you." Zainab said yes without hesitation. They lived happily and in peace for a while, till things took a turn. Sickness arrived like a thief. At first it was small, fatigue, cough, dizziness. Then Kelechi began to faint. The clinic shrugged. The hospital demanded money they didn't have. Each test came back unclear, as if the illness itself refused to be named. Zainab sold her sewing machine, then her jewelry, then her hope of a wedding. Still, Kelechi worsened. One night, as she wiped his sweat-soaked forehead, he whispered, "If I die, promise you will not follow me." Zainab pressed her forehead to his chest and cried silently. Love, she realized, did not protect you. It only made pain more precise. Zainab wished and prayed for healing or a solution to the sickness and hoped a higher power was listening. One day, she woke up early to go try and buy herbs for Kelechi. On her way, she met an old woman. The old woman found Zainab by the crossroads just before dawn. She was dressed too neatly for a beggar, too calmly for a stranger. "You love him more than yourself," the woman said. Zainab froze. "Who are you?" "Someone who knows where prayers go when God is busy." She introduced herself as Madame Kafayat. "There is a marriage," she said gently, "that can save your man." Zainab recoiled. "I belong to someone." "Yes," Madame Kafayat replied, "that is why it will work." The ritual was simple, no blood, no pain, a spiritual marriage, on paper and in spirit only. Kelechi would live, fully, health restored, but in exchange, Zainab would belong to another husband in the unseen world. "You will still walk, still breathe, still smile," the woman said, "but your love life will be limited." "Will Kelechi be harmed?" Zainab asked. Madame Kafayat paused. "No," she said carefully, "but love is a jealous thing." Zainab did not hesitate. The marriage was performed at midnight. No witnesses, no celebration. Just Zainab, kneeling barefoot, her name written in ash, her future sealed with words she did not understand. When it ended, the wind stopped. The next morning, Kelechi woke up hungry. By evening, he was sitting upright. By the third day, he was walking. Doctors called it a miracle. Zainab called it love. Kelechi healed fast, too fast. He returned to work. He smiled more, he laughed louder. Life rushed back into him, without waiting for Zainab. He began coming home late. He stopped holding her hand. Then one evening, he did not come home at all. Zainab found out from others. A woman from town, pregnant, smiling beside Kelechi like she had always belonged there. When Zainab confronted him, his eyes were cold, stranger than death. "You saved me," he said, "but I did not ask you to chain me to your suffering." She staggered back. "You promised," she whispered. He sighed. Promises are for people who can afford them. That night, her spiritual husband came for the first time. He was beautiful in a way that terrified her. "You see now," he said calmly, "you traded your place." "For his life," Zainab replied. "For his freedom," the devil corrected. "And freedom often looks like betrayal." She fell to her knees. "Take it back," she begged. "Take the life, take anything." He smiled. "I already took what you loved most." Zainab lived. She aged gracefully, quietly. She never married, never loved again. Not because she couldn't, but because love no longer answered her call. Years later, when Kelechi died suddenly, rich, celebrated, surrounded by people who loved the man he became, Zainab did not attend the funeral. She stood at the crossroads instead and whispered to the wind, "I would still choose you." Love can be powerful enough to save a life, but power does not mean protection. Sometimes the cruelest betrayal is not from spirits or devils, but from the person you are willing to lose your soul for.